Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of the Euroman Movie Report, the show where I talk about a movie I have recently watched at my local movie theatre. This week, Jurassic World. Jurassic World, yeah. A little backstory. Back in 1990, let's go back to the 1970s. Back in the 1970s, the then sci-fi author Michael Crichton released a novel called Westworld. And Westworld was about that we had this theme park with robotic Indians and robotic cowboys, which became aware, as Arnold says in the Terminator movies, and started to attack the staff and the audience. And then in 1990, Michael Crichton, he wrote a book called Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was, in broad terms, a revamped version of Westworld, where we had this rich guy, John Hammond, who had, via his company Engine, brought dinosaurs back to life, and he had leased this island outside the coast of Costa Rica, and there he planned to build this theme park with dinosaurs. And then in the duration of the book and the later movie in 1993, which I saw when I was 12 years old, everything goes sour and the dinosaurs gets loose and then and stuff like that. And then in 1997, of course, not to forget that Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg in 1993, was a great success. And then in 1997, Steven Spielberg, he released a sequel, The Lost World, where some of the cast returned, and it was a bit... And then in 2001, they released Jurassic Park 3, where this time Sam Neill returned, and Jurassic Park 3 was a bit... Yeah. And then in the mid-zeros, they were supposed to release Jurassic Park 4, but the script was crap, I have read, so they had to rewrite, and then 14 years passed between Jurassic Park 3 and now Jurassic World, and now I have watched Jurassic World. And I must say, it didn't contain the wow factor from the original, but it was in a good movie because we have Chris Pratt as Owen, this animal trainer who has taught the raptors some tricks, and he has trained these four raptors, Echo, Delta, Blue, Charlie. But then the new park has been built on Isla Nubla, and there's this Indian billionaire, Simon Masrani, played by that guy from Life of Pi, if I remember correctly, who played Pi as an adult. He's this billionaire, and he has rebuilt Jurassic Park, and now it's called Jurassic World. And the park is managed by Bryce Dallas Howard, whose character is named Claire, if I remember correctly, and she's a bit distance from the other staff, and yeah, and she's a bit and stuff like that. But anyway, then her two nephews, Zach and Gray, they come to visit, and then all hell breaks loose because you guys, of course, have seen the trailers, and because Jurassic World, Engine, the Masrani Corporation, they have built this hybrid dino called the I-Rex. It sounds like an Apple product, but it's called the I-Rex, and it gets loose, and then all hell breaks loose, like in the first film, and then people, they run around and go, and then you get to see all the carnage. But since this movie is PG-13, like the previous three movies, then there's little to no blood, and I guess that's how it is. But the acting in general, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard and the other actors, they do a good job, and especially Chris Pratt, he's good. He's really getting into the Star-Lord-esque role as Owen, the animal trainer. And the CGI, yeah, it was fairly decent. The Mosasaurus, it looked very well, but I was a little bit disappointed when we saw our old friend the T-Rex. It looked a bit fake, in my opinion. But the other dinos, they looked good, and I was fairly entertained by the movie. And the funny thing is about the scene, and here's a spoiler of course, when Claire, she releases the T-Rex from the enclosure number 9. When there's this song on YouTube where someone sings the Emma effing T-Rex or something like that, and I was almost expecting that song to play when the T-Rex went out of its enclosure to find the I-Rex. And also a funny scene at the end, almost end of the film, when all the raptors have been defeated, when except Blue, when Blue comes charging at the I-Rex. I was almost expecting that old tune from the 1980s, Chariots of Fire, starting to play. Do 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 do. Yeah, you know that song. And there's some sort of well, there are all sorts of references to the old film, like in the control room, the nerdy guy who is somewhat he doesn't seem to like the way the park is run. If you look at the scene where his workstation is shown, there's a book next to his computer monitor, and there's this guy wearing a leather jacket on the cover of the book, and that's Ian Malcolm's book mentioned in the previous movies, and that was a bit fun. And there's also a reference, another reference to the old film, Mr. DNA from the first film. He also makes an appearance. And of course there's the old visitor center. The two boys, they stumble across it while escaping the I-Rex. And not to forget one of the scientists from the first film, Dr. Wu, played by B.D. Wong. He also makes an appearance. But there's no Sam Neill, no Laura Dern, no the two kids. And no Ian Malcolm, except for his book. But it's a good film, and it's fairly entertaining. It's not scary, but I watched it in 3D, and I must say it was one of these 3D converted films, and if you should watch it in 2D because you don't get anything out of watching it in 3D. But anyway, if I'm gonna rate this film, I would give it 4 out of 5 Coca-Cola bottles. That's it, Euroman of Euroman's Movie Report signing off, and if you like this video / movie talk, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch any of my previous reviews / movie talks, click the link in the description. What else is there to say? Have a pleasant weekend, and I'll see you in my next movie review / movie talk. Bye for now.